This man is in prison, but he didn't care. He saw that a soldier was freeing him. Then he got out. Then he found out that there was a thunderstorm, but he didn't care. And then he was freeing every inmate. And then he went down and got hurt, but he didn't care. And then he went out to get some fresh air. Then he worked out for 8 hours. And then he played basketball with his friend. And then he went back into prison. And then he realized the stairs were covered in rubble, but he didn't care. And then he used his parkour skills to get up. And then he went over to free someone. And then he went in here for no reason. Then he jumped down and got hurt. And then he went to Roblox headquarters to steal all tier Robux. And then he called his friends to help him. And then he went up to the top. But then he fell and got hurt, but he didn't care. And then when he got there, he realized that Noon was there, but he didn't care and stole all their Robux. And then he climbed up the tower. He went all the way to the top. And then he saw a volcano erupting, but he didn't care. And then he saw that the other tower was collapsing, but he didn't care. And then he went down and got hurt, but he didn't care. And then he died, but he didn't. After he escaped the prison, he changed clothes and went to Eric's site. He went to the rocket. And then he saw the rocket fall over, but he didn't care. And then the rocket took off, but it crashed into the ocean, drowning everyone in it. But he didn't care and jumped down. Then all of a sudden a meteor shower started, but he didn't care. And he jumped down again, but he climbed up again. And then he saw a safe zone and he tried to get to the top. But he realized the ladder was gone, but he didn't care. He failed miserably twice, but he didn't care and went back to the tower. But he realized the stairs were covered in rubble, but he didn't care and used his parkour skills to get up. When he got up, he checked to see if the safe zone is still safe. And then he realized the person at the top got some heavy medium, but he didn't care. And then he died, but after the experience at the rocket site, he went to have fun in the Ferris wheel. He went in the cyan one, but none of his friends went with him, but he didn't care, and then his friend came in with him, but he didn't care. Then all of a sudden an earthquake started, but he didn't care and died, but he didn't care. After the experience at the Ferris wheel, he got arrested for escaping prison and murdering 2 people for no reason, but he didn't care, and accidentally used a lockpick to break out of his cell, but he didn't care. Until all of a sudden a flash flood started, but he didn't care and freed other inmates. And then he jumped off the balcony. And then he freed his inmates so he doesn't drown. They both went in here for no reason. And then he went down to check how high the water was. And then he realized it wasn't that high, but he didn't care. After the prison was rebuilt, he was sent back into his cell. But he didn't care. Noon was breaking him out, but he didn't care. And he played in his cell. Until all of a sudden an acidic rain started. But he didn't care and went to bed. He slept for 1 second until someone broke him out. He went outside and saw the prison turning into Shrek and Colosseum, but he didn't care and went to bed again. But he was bored and saw his ceiling turning into Shrek, but he didn't care and went outside. But then he went back inside for safety. But he was bored again and went outside. And then he got hurt by the rain, but he didn't care and went back inside his cell. But then he saw that his cell is Shrek now, and then he went into someone else's cell. After the experience at the Shrek prison, he woke up in a hospital. He found out Noon was there, but he didn't care and saw a car outside, and then he stole it to go to his house. But then he realized he drove in a circle. But he didn't care and drove to the beach. But then he randomly went to the school for no reason. He went to learn math, but the equation was for English. But he didn't care and drove to the beach again. But he couldn't get out for 9 years. He finally got out and drove to the beach. He saw a yacht and drove to it because he couldn't swim. He hijacked it and escaped the town, but he didn't care. The end.